convert it into something that's, very valuable is what drives everything we have. Waste is really just a commodity people are willing to pay to get rid of. So it's a really cool, source of material because it's someone else's problem.
Tom's first product, turning garbage into something every garden can use.
We fed organic waste to worms, and worms eat it and poop out worm poop, which is a fantastic fertilizer. We take that and we liquefy it in big tanks.
Come on out, guys. TerraCycle's little laborers. These are called red worms or manure worms, or the Latin name is Aceta fetida. They will eat any organic matter they've got around, and then they poop out these little membranes, little sacs of reduced organic matter.
So not only do the worms capture all the useful nutrients, they also generate beneficial bacteria, aka worm guts.
Within a few millimeters of entering the worm's body, the human pathogens will be gone. So then we end up with beneficial microorganisms.
What we focus on aggressively today is all sorts of organic waste.
Animal manures, waste from paper products, so that gives a carbon source to balance your composting process. They love bread. You throw worms in on bread, and man, it's just gone.
It's all part of an ingenious recipe.
What you're seeing right now is worm poop being liquefied. The worm poop starts by organic waste that's fed to worms that poop out worm poop. We then add the worm poop to water. We bubble it to get all the chlorine to be dissipated from the water. We then add oxygen, we stir it, we add heat, and we're brewing worm poop. And it's sort of like making tea, except it takes 5 days and just a little bit more science around it.
The liquid worm excrement is then put into storage tanks until it enters the bottling process.
Then the packaging was garbage as well. We actually went around to thousands of schools and recycling centers and sort out used soda bottles. So one would be a Pepsi bottle or a Coke bottle, and instead of melting it down and recycling it, we just actually reuse it, where we wash it out, take off the label, and then when you walk into a store, they're all different. We're actually the first company in the world to do that. So everything we use is a waste stream. Anything that we can get our hands on that is a pure stream, we're very excited about because we can make that into a product.
I'm Doreen Holly, and I'm the inventor of the fire log. Ta-da!
Doreen is another one of TerraCycle's inventors, and not the first that might strike it rich on waste.
A little over 100 years ago, gasoline itself was a waste product or byproduct from making kerosene. And now, of course, you're going out and filling up your tank for $50 to $100 per fill-up, and you see that this waste product actually became a very valuable commodity.
The log is made with biodiesel byproduct, glycerin. They can't flush it, they can't put it in a landfill. So we're actually taking it, it's a nice fit. We're taking it off their hands, putting it into a product that is reusable.
So TerraCycle is firing up, a whole new way to fire up.
We have wood chips, sawdust, along with the milk carton, shred it, and with the glycerin, we're going to heat it and mix it so it's a homogeneous mixture. And then after that, what we do is we take it and compress it into a log form.
So we wanted to create a fire log wrapped in the most obvious thing for a fire, used newspapers. And that is the product that you will see on probably every retailer next year, is this hyper eco-friendly fire log made and packaged out of garbage.
What do you think that we could look at in there that we can make another product out of?
If people can do more of like what we're doing here, reuse garbage, and to make it just another thing you use, you will create demand for it. From an economic perspective, I'm going to leave a very rich person, and I get to save the world in the process. And that's just, I can't ask for anything better than that.
While Tom and company keep intercepting garbage for their own use, most of it still makes it here, to the landfill.
My name is Steve Batchelor. I'm a garbage man.
Welcome to Settlers Hill, a 400-acre landfill, home to an estimated 19 million tons of waste.
Represents about 25 years of waste. MSW, Municipal Solid Waste, so it is your kitchen garbage. Paper, a lot of organic material, food waste. Could be some bicycles in here, maybe an old couch.
But this isn't just a garbage dump. This landfill is designed to protect the environment and produce energy
Landfills have a negative rap. People think that they're going to pollute the environment, when in fact they do the opposite. They're actually designed to protect the environment. When we construct a landfill, we excavate the soil and we get to stabilize soil. And then when we line it with so many feet of compacted clay, and then along that clay layer, we put a synthetic plastic layer on it that we basically seal, make a great big giant bowl.
Once the bowl is filled with garbage, it's sealed and covered with topsoil and is usually ready for retirement. But for Settlers Hill, it's time to go to work.
It's become a bioreactor. The waste mass has become anaerobic and it's producing methane gas.
As anaerobic microbes process garbage, they give off methane gas that is piped out of the landfill. All landfills eventually produce methane, which is 21 times more potent than CO2 as a greenhouse gas. The most common way to deal with this atmospheric challenge is to burn the methane before it enters the atmosphere, thus ignoring a powerful resource.
Waste Management saw that we had a problem with wasting good energy. So what they did is they experimented building a plant where we could burn the gas as fuel and produce electrical power.
Scientific irony, the world's most promising source of clean energy might end up coming from its dirtiest places.
This goes down into the waste mass, into the landfill where the gas is being produced. There's probably, say, 25 miles of piping connecting all these wells and conveying all that gas to the plant. That's sucking air in and it comes back.
The main thing is we cannot let landfill gas, which is greenhouse gas, get into the atmosphere. So no matter what, that's the first challenge. My name is Patrick Mundinger. I'm the Plant Operations Manager here at Settlers Hill Renewable Energy.
Pat keeps this unique landfill operating as a power plant.
These are two Centaur turbine engines. They burn the landfill gas and produce electric power. It's a jet engine. Same thing you find on the airplane when you're going down to Las Vegas or somewhere. And once we get the gas, now you have moisture in the gas. You have to get rid of the moisture. It's very, very wet. You can't just burn it. Then we have to compress the gas. Then it goes into the turbines.
And from the turbines to the power grid.
From that, we provide the city of Geneva, Illinois with about 10% of their electrical power.
And that's only the beginning. According to the EPA, there are 445 landfill waste-to-energy projects going on right now that power over 1 million homes.
There's about 500 candidate landfills that generate enough methane gas that could be also used for landfill-to-gas-to-energy projects.
And that's not all. The land above the landfill has been donated back to the city and turned into a golf course with an energy-producing punch. Landfills can power the grid, but there's plenty of power-producing waste that never makes it to the landfill. Cow manure. It's powerful stuff. Welcome to Ludhiana, India, where the manure from these cows is powering a city. Cattle dung is collected from local dairies.
They are collecting their cattle in small carts.
They deposit their loads into collection tanks. These tanks are part of the biomethanation plant, the main source of power for this growing community. The Habawal Dairy Complex that supplies the plant has 500 dairies with 150,000 head of cattle. It produces 2,500 tons of manure each day. We may simply call it manure, but they call it a locally abundant, self-replenishing energy source.
Biomethanation is a process by virtue of which we can degrade the organic matters, like cattle dung here.
The dung collected is blended in collection tanks and sterilized. Then the mixture is fed to the digester.
And in digesters, there are already millions and billions of bacteria that are decomposing it to the final products.
This biogas consists of carbon dioxide, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. Like Settlers Hill, the Habawal complex is harnessing the methane. The electricity is formed as the biogas is burned in a 1 megawatt capacity engine.
You see, such kind of plants are producing 16,000 units per day.
Each methane engine can power over 300 homes. And with the large cow population around the globe, you can just imagine how much their daily contributions could help light the world. Coming up, your garbage becomes a bridge.